Hello and welcome to Ginny's Gin. I'm Ginny, and along with my husband Rob, who has a science experiment going on back here, which you will get to hear about after me, and our dear friends Amy and Jeff Close. We started Ginny's Gin a few years ago, and we're still going strong and having fun with our live streams, our weekly live streams. So we're having a bit of a heat wave here in Sonoma County. So we decided that we wanted to bring you some cocktails that are super refreshing and great for beating the heat. So that's kind of exciting. And as you know, what we normally do is we try and use seasonal ingredients and whatever looks good in the grocery store at the time. And so, you know, each time I'm in the produce section, I keep seeing these things. So this is the Dragonfruit. You know, it's got the red skin with the green scales, and it supposedly looks like a dragon. And it's kind of cool, but I keep seeing it, you know, because I'm in the fruit section normally getting lemons or limes or strawberries or what have you. And I thought to myself, well, I keep seeing it. It's pretty spectacular. I have to figure out what to do with it. So I kind of looked it up, and so it's actually, it comes from a cactus. It's called the Hylocereus cactus. And this cactus is native to Mexico and Central America. And interestingly enough, this particular cactus, the flowers only bloom at night. So here's the fruit of the cactus. And so I also looked up, you know, what the taste profile was, and I consulted the flavor Bible. Interestingly enough, there was no dragon fruit in the flavor Bible, but because I knew that it tastes a little bit like kiwi, they sort of liken it to the cross between a kiwi and pear. I would say it's more like kiwi, you know, certainly with the way that its texture and with the seeds in it. And it goes with lemon, it goes with honey, it goes with lime, it goes with passion fruit and strawberries. So what I started with to begin with is I wanted to taste it, obviously. So I cut it in half and I hollowed it out. So you can see here, I've hollowed it out. And then I took the pulp this morning and I just put it into one of these jars, and I used the immersion blender. You could use a blender, regular blender if you wanted to. And I just did a quick couple of pulses just to make it liquid. And this is what I got. So you can see this particular one, it has white pulp with black seeds. Some of them have red pulp with black seeds, which actually in terms of the way that the cocktail looks would be kind of cool, you know, having that sort of reddish pinkish color. So that's kind of cool. And I believe they actually have yellow ones as well. And they have, so the yellow skinned ones have white pulp also with the black seeds. So as you see, you know, much like the kiwi fruit, it's got the black seeds there. So this is my passion fruit liquid, if you like, juice. So I have this, and I played around with it. I made a honey syrup because it you know, it said it goes really well with honey syrup. If you don't have honey syrup, you can just make a little simple syrup. With any of the syrups, basically you're doing 1 cup or 1 part of the honey or 1 part of the sugar to 1 part of the water. And then I warm it up, but you don't have to. You just shake it up so that it all gets nice and dissolved into the water. Excuse me. So I made a sort of Tom Collins-y kind of cocktail with the honey syrup and a little bit of lemon, lots of ice, obviously, and a bit of club soda. But it was lacking something. And I think it was Birgit this morning. She mentioned that she had used some passion fruit liqueur or passion fruit juice in some of her cocktails. And so I had looked up, you know, the relationship of kiwi, and it goes very well with passion fruit as well. So I'm like, okay, so this morning I tried it out with the passion fruit, and it worked really well. So this particular passion fruit syrup is Small Hand Foods, and they're a local company. Are they in Berkeley or?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're in Berkeley. So these guys, they're Small Hand. Yeah, they do a great job. It's a nice local company. You can even make your own passion fruit syrup if you want to. So I'm going to use this one. So we are going to start out with 2 ounces of estregin. You could do either Ginny's Gin or estregin. And there we go. 2 ounces. There we go. Yeah, so these cocktails will keep you cool on a very steamy hot day. There we go. All right, 2 ounces of the gin. And then I'm going to do 1 ounce of the dragon fruit syrup. Now the thing about the dragon fruit is it's full of rich in minerals and vitamins and antioxidants, so it's actually pretty good for you. So we're going to do 1 ounce of this. There we go. Excellent. It's kind of fun. All right. And then I'm going to do 1 ounce of lemon juice. Put it over here. Okay, I think I only need this much. Let's see here. Right. Yes, a body of water would be nice in this weather for sure. The beach would be good. All right, so nice Maya lemon this one is. It's nice and juicy. And I'm getting 1 ounce out of half of it, so that's good. Pop that over there. And now. And then I'm going to do, and it's up to you, whether you use the honey syrup or the simple syrup or the passion fruit syrup. You could do a whole ounce, but I think I'm going to do half an ounce. I don't want to overpower the the dragon fruit. So, and also it depends on how sweet you like it as well. And as you know, I don't like it terribly sweet. So give this a little shake. Shout out Small Hand Foods. Nice job on your products. There we go. And there we go. And that kind of cheers up the colour a bit too. So there's that. And I'm just going to throw some ice in there and shake it up. There we go. Should be enough. A little shake. There we go. Nice and cold. Yep. Ta-da. See the seeds in there. Now, what you could do is you could just take this and you could strain it out and put it in a nice little, one of your favorite cocktail glasses. Or you can make a Tom Collins out of it, so it make it longer and more refreshing, probably better for a hot day. So you would just fill up your Tom Collins glass, your tall glass, with ice and then a little bit of club soda, and then pour your cocktail in. And then what I would probably do is I would cut a nice slice of the, actually let me show you, because I haven't actually showed you this, have I? Here we go. Oh my God! It's the pink one! The other one was white. Oh my God. Okay, if I'd known, you couldn't tell, right? Oh, I'm so bummed. Okay, so now I have to make a cocktail with the pink one. Oh, I wonder if I could just like scoop some in there and see if it'll why don't I try that? Oh, I wanted the pink. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I've already put the passion fruit in now, so it's not going to get terribly pink. All right, I'll have to do this another time. Hilarious. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so gorgeous. So what I would do is I would make a nice, I would take a lovely slice, and then I would, pop the slice on the cocktail glass like that. But what I decided to do, because the white one wasn't terribly exciting with the color and everything, is I thought to myself, well, and I put it in the freezer. So the one that I scooped out, I cut a square base, and I've made a cup out of the skin, right? So I think I'm going to put it like this. How cool is that? And it's frozen, so it's ice cold. So that's basically your cup for drinking your passion fruit cocktail out of. So I'm going to add a little ice to it, and then I'm going to strain the cocktail into that. Oh my God, I'm so... Anyway, I will do something with the pink one. So I'm going to put a little ice in the passion fruit cup right here, and then a little bit of there we go, a little bit of club soda, because it is a Tom Collins, and that sort of loosens things up, and it's kind of nice. So there's a little bit of that. There's not a huge amount of room in there, and then I'm just going to strain we're going to call this, so if you're using Ginny's Gin, you could call it Mad Dragon, if you like, or Fiery Dragon. If you're using Ginny's Gin, you could call it the Passionate Dragon, because we're using the passion fruit. So there it is, in there, and that's the cocktail in the cup, in the passion fruit cup, as you can see. So yeah, have some fun with it, and yeah, it's so funny that that one's a pink one. It's so pretty. Look at that. Okay, Rob now is going to take it away with something pretty exciting, and he's going to take you through the process, and he's got this down now. He's done this a number of times, and he's got it perfected. I'm going to get my passion fruit out of the way, right here. Oh, look at that. Okay. Do you want a fresh one of these, or cutting board?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I will just, the only thing I need is my little shaker out of the freezer. Hi, everybody. So what I have done is I have taken some orange juice and using a product called Agar or Agar. This is the one, I've tried other ones, and this one is the one that works the best. Telephone booth Agar. Okay? And so for every liter, right, which is 1,000 mLs of orange juice, you use 2 grams of Agar. So I'll tell you in a second how I did that, but what you end up with is orange juice that is absolutely brilliantly clear, and it's so tasty that way. And what I did after I clarified it, and I'll show you in a minute how I did that, I added this is exactly 100 mLs, right? Which is enough for like 3 drinks. I have more in the works, but to each 100 mLs, I add 3.2 liters of citric acid. So like that. So you can get that at like your fine grocery store. You can also order it like on your favorite website. And then 3.2 grams per 100 mLs of citric, and then 2 grams for 100 mLs of malic acid, which kind of think about green apple, right? Citric is like lemon, malic is like apple. So for a liter, it'd be 32 grams of citric and 20 grams of malic acid. And so for that, all you need is one of these little drug dealer scales like this that you could just, kind of weigh out. And you can use one of these to measure out your 1,000 mLs, like a Pyrex with 1,000 ml on there, which is pretty bloody close to a quart, but not exactly. So basically, what you do is you take a quarter of the volume of your orange juice and you put it in a little pan, right, at room temperature, and you sprinkle on the 2 grams of agar into the liter, right? So first you strain the orange juice so there's no pulp. Then you take a quarter of it, which would be 250 mLs, you put it in a pan at room temperature, sprinkle the agar on and whip it in, and then bring it up to a slow boil, hold it at the boil for 2 minutes, then pour in the rest of the room temperature orange juice to temper it, mix it up really good, and then just put it in. What I did was I put it in 2 pans like this. One has got ice in the bottom, right? And then the other one has got the juice inside of it. And then I stick it in the fridge, and it took about 20 minutes to set into a gelatin. And agar is a seaweed-based gelatin, so it's vegetarian. Very good. And then you got your ice bath. And then once it's set, you just kind of use a whisk and just kind of break it a little bit into curds. And then I just pour it into one of these, like a milk nut, a nut bag that you would strain, like, any kind of nut milk. And so, and then what comes out is this beautiful, beautiful clarified juice. So you can do this with limes and lemons, and I've done it a bunch, and grapefruit works really well. Orange juice is trickier than all the other ones because it has more solids, and so it just takes longer. So count on it maybe dripping for like an hour and a half or so until you get all the juice out. But so that's kind of the trick. And then what I do is at the very first little bit when you pour it in the bag is cloudy. So then I just swap out jugs, and then I slowly take the cloudy juice that first came out, pour it into the spoon, and then gently pour it onto the top of the kind of the, I don't know, the filter media, which is just the gel. So anyway, so there you got it. I mean, that's kind of how I do it. Anybody that really wants to know could just reach out for me, and I'll tell you a little bit more, but I think that's pretty much the whole process. I'm going to move this out of the way now. So I've already got the 100 mLs. I've added the, and so when you add 3.2 grams per 100 mLs and 2 grams of malic, and then you got the citric in there, you end up with what we call lime strength orange juice. And you can do that with unclarified orange juice, and you can make some crazy cool cocktails out of it. I love them. But I had never clarified orange juice, and so I did it last week, and I've done it a couple times now just to kind of make sure that I really had it down. So then I played around with some several different kinds of drinks, but then when I tried it in like a Tom Collins base, this clarified OJ makes a great Tom Collins. Ginny's gonna grab my little eyedropper because I have a little bit of saline in one of them and a little bit of vanilla syrup, and I just put 1 or 2 drops of vanilla in there because orange and vanilla just have an affinity, and it really makes it, if you put too much, it gets heavy, but just a hint of it is really awesome. They're both in the cabinet, in the bar cabinet. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to take some, okay, so I made some clear ice, clarified ice, or clear ice. And so, I mean, it just has a little frosting on it, but if you wipe the frosting off it, that's very clear ice. And then I'm just gonna like hand crack that with a big spoon and kind of fill our glass up. I mean, you could just drop the, oh, look at that. Oh my God. Alrighty then. There's a broken Tom Collins glass with my clarified ice in it. Clear ice.
You need another glass.
Yeah, I need another glass. Boy.
A short one or
That happens, huh?
a big one or a small one?
Big one. All right. So there you go. Good thing I didn't get any ice in any of my ingredients. That's all I can say.
So the question is what's the
So I'm going to take my new glass, and I am going to, boy, look at that. It just doesn't quite fit, does it? So instead of cracking my clear ice, how about this? We're going to go to plan B. We're going to use not clear ice because I just don't want to mess around with that right now. And when it's about half full is the perfect time to take a really thin orange peel and just kind of slide it in there, and the ice will hold it up. Then we can put a little bit more ice, and then we can put a little bit of Thai basil because, like, why not? It looks really super cool. And then we're going to put about an ounce of club soda down in the bottom. And that would be like about, in this glass, like, there it is, about 2 fingers. And then we're going to go with an ounce and a half. Well, I'm making a strong drink, so you could do 1 ounce of orange juice, ½ ounce simple syrup, and 2 ounces of gin, or like I'm going to do right now, you can take 1.5 ounces of your clear orange juice. I don't even have to, I can just go straight into the cocktail glass with this. And then we're going to go with our 2 ounces of, you could mix up in a mixer, but you know, we've got our dilution already going on with the 1, 2, 3 ounces of Ginny's gin. And then we're going to take our simple syrup, which was here a second ago, but Ginny put it away, so she's grabbing that. We're going to slide a ½ ounce of that. Oh, 3/4 of an ounce because it's a drink and a half. There's that. And then we're going to put in a little bit of salt because you could do a pinch of salt, or you could make a saline solution like mine, which is a really easy way to do it. And then, well, we could do it without the vanilla because it's going to be fabulous anyway.
You want vanilla now?
There it is. Okay, so 2 drops of that. 1, 2. And then we're going to give the whole thing just a little bit of a, like that. We're going to use a little more ice to make it like totally cool and full. Like that. And then borage, which is a really great companion plant for tomatoes. And it tastes and smells like a lot like cucumber. Is just a gorgeous little flower. They're purple and they really look good in this clear drink. So I'm just going to chuck one of those on top of there. And you could use one of your straws or a little stainless steel straw or whatever you got. But so surprise people when you tell them that's orange juice and gin and simple syrup in there, and it's brilliantly clear, not the ice, but the rest of it is. So there is my lime strength orange juice and gin cocktail. I call it gin and juice. So there it is. Cheers to everybody.
Gin and juice.
Yep.
And the passionate dragon. Woo!
Got kind of fancy today, didn't we?
Well, you did.
That's pretty fancy.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Cute.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. To those of us in the heat wave, stay cool, and we will see you next week with some more seasonal cocktails. And have a great weekend, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's kind of cool. It's yummy, huh?
Tastes a lot like gin.
There you go. Okay, folks. Bye.